Hello, welcome to Fandom Beat. This is Behind Anime Lines, the title that Katie is just now hearing for the first time. I'm Nick Robinson. You might recognize me from Rev3 Games. We're going to talk about a show today called Little Witch Academia.
Yeah!
That I made you watch.
Yep, you sure as sugar did.
Lapsing into pony voices.
I know.
Off to a great start. So we watched Little Witch Academia by Trigger. It was kind of the first thing that this studio ever made. They're a very relatively new studio.
Okay.
And they're also kind of famous for doing Kill la Kill, one of my favorite shows of the past few years, a very recent show also. And this is just like a cute little like 24-minute short film type thing that they made, just kind of as like an animation flex, just be like, look how great we are at making things look good.
The animation was beautiful.
Yeah, totally. There's something about the way that the things bounce. Like there's a scene where she takes off the helmet and her head squishes through it.
Oh, it's real cute. It feels like a harken, or not a harken, but it feels like a callback to classic cartoons when like it's like things will stretch and boink and.
Yes, yeah. Like one of the best examples of what you're describing, I think, is when she is flying on her broom and like finally sits on it and then practically looks at the camera and then falls straight down on some Wile E. Coyote type shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That is like the
exact. Like hold up a sign that says help.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well. And then like just the color palette being this like beautiful pastel thing. Like the whole thing, I think from the animation to the tone of it is so light and fun and just like pleasant, you know?
Yeah.
It's funny because to me it feels, and maybe it's the orchestral music and maybe it's how Diesel is and how much story they fit into a really short time, but to me it felt almost like watching a full movie. Like I don't really notice that it's only 25 or 30 minutes because you get introduced to this world and these characters so quickly and so effectively that I just was like, I mean, I think we both landed in the same spot, which is I'd like to see more of this. And they have a Kickstarter, a Kickstarter. I think they reached their funding goal in like literally 6 or 7 hours to do a Little Witch Academia 2. So we will get to see more of them.
Yeah.
And I think the vibe that they strike though is very much like, we're just gonna drop you in the middle of this world and you're gonna have to pick up on clues along the way. Like when she does her first broomstick flying thing and then screws it up and then one of her friends mentions casually that she's not from a witch family.
I know, she's a mudblood.
Right, so that's the thing that's really funny about Little Witch Academia is that obviously there were things before Harry Potter that were about wizard training, but to me the best Cliff's Notes version of this show, or this film or whatever, is that it's like Harry Potter crossed with Mean Girls almost or something?
Actually, that's really accurate. But like the thing with the brooms and stuff like that, I kept thinking about the broom rules. About like I was like, oh, they're all just like having a real easy time just jumping off and doing their little thing. But then she had a hard time and I was like, maybe if she yells at it. And then she yelled at it.
Right.
And it kind of worked.
It seems
so
like
it is kind of Harry Potter rules.
Right. It's not in the Harry Potter universe, but it's maybe adjacent to it. Like some of those same rules apply. And like Harry Potter, I think there's a really awesome cast of kids in this.
Susie's the best.
She looks like so Susie looks almost like she's a ghost or something. She's practically drawn in a different style than the other girls.
She is.
Like the other girls have cute schoolgirl outfits, and then meanwhile she's got this enormous shawl, and she's like this shapeless, formless, almost goth.
No, definitely with her hair on the one side. You know what? Actually, it's funny because the first time I saw her, I was like, oh, that looks like Fluttershy because her hair is pink and long and covers one side of her face. But then I was like, oh, that's not Fluttershy at all.
There's some differences, like the fact that she does the most badass thing in the entire short, probably when she poisons that giant that Minotaur and it just dissolves into a pool of blood.
And she's like, oopsie.
That was like almost surprisingly violent for this show. Like, is this for 14-year-old girls or is this for like anime fans in their 20s? And I think it kind of worked as both because there's nothing overtly mature in it.
Since you've gone that route. In the opening sequence, and you see what's the witch? The
Shiny Chariot.
Yeah, Shiny Chariot. When you see her and like she's kind of got like a little bit like bustier and she's got her little outfit shows her tummy and she's wearing like the short skirt, I kind of was like, oh no, like one of these anime?
Yeah, sexy anime outfit.
Yeah, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be ready for panty flashes galore.
Sure.
But then they didn't. Like there was plenty of opportunities for them to do panty flash type stuff, but instead they showed like shadows,
and
it was very like modest and I really like that.
It kind of turns that around on you when you realize that all the other girls in this academy think of Shiny Chariot as like she's like a cartoonish version of a witch, and they don't like the way she makes witches look, and they kind of shame her for like how she dresses and the type of magic she does.
Which is kind of interesting because it subverts our expectations, because our introduction to her was the same as our main character Akko,
Yeah.
which is wow, how pretty and amazing, and like she's riding her broom all cool, and she destroyed that monster.
You know what Akko's experiencing if you've ever been part of a fandom that everyone else thinks that you're lame for liking. It's a very, very relatable scene.
It's neat.
yeah.
But speaking of Akko, I did not like her.
Oh, just as a character?
Yeah, I mean, well, like her recklessness, despite the fact that she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah.
Combined with her Japanese as shit voice acting, with the like
little
all
shrill.
that. Oh, it's like
A little
ooh.
shrill. I like flawed heroes, and she's such a like hapless, overconfident, hot-headed character that
Yeah.
I was like, that's more interesting than if she was this modest,
A Mary Sue.
traditional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know she's probably the kind of girl that if you put her in another anime scenario where if she met a boy and then he called her cute or something, she'd be like baka, like you know, like that.
full-
Like,
she's like a tsundere
yeah.
in training. She's not there yet. She's still like a kid, but she'll get there.
Yeah, but she like, you know, she's so like she would be like, "Oh, I'm so cute and little, but I'll kick your ass." Like, you know, like that whole anime
Yeah,
thing.
it's a little tropey, but I think
Yeah.
that the show or the short, I still don't know what to call it, gets away with being a little campy and a little silly because it's just so darn likable and charming. And
don't get me wrong, I liked it a
yeah,
lot.
and I am super excited to see whatever Little Witch Academia 2 looks like. So yeah, that's what we thought of Little Witch Academia. If you've seen it, definitely let us know what you thought too. This is our show. This is a new show about anime.
See, we told you that there was going to be
we
more than
told
just
you.
ponies.
Eventually, it would
Why
happen.
didn't you believe?
And now it's real.
Yep.
And I plan on having a whole bunch of guests on. Not all of them Katie Wayne.
Yeah.
But some of them might be Katie Wayne. Who knows?
Sometimes.
But yeah, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think we should be watching and checking out. But yeah, thanks for watching.